pulled the article from Emporia High School because I was interviewed for right? 51. It was Sunday. It was so close. It took me a little bit, but it was when I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis after I had my son, and I could not find one book that had a disabled protagonist, and I also couldn't find a book if it's about an illness. The whole story was about her illness, or the person's illness, and how sad and tragic. And it does suck. I'm not gonna lie. It's not fun. But I also know there was more to me than that. But when I had gotten diagnosed, after a while, people started talking about me like I wasn't in the room, and they would just be like, "Oh, how you feeling? Are you alright?" Oh yeah, could you back up a little bit? Do what I need to do. I don't need that many hugs. And I was just sick of it. And I just said, you guys know that there's more to me than that, right? I was a whole bunch of stuff before I got this diagnosis, and I'm still all of that other stuff. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, that's it. I can't. So I wrote it myself. Because Margaret and Marie are best friends. They've been best friends for 20 years. Their friendship is fierce, funny, and absolutely inappropriate, as any best friendship should be. Gross, weird, they know their stuff. So their relationship is the nut of the whole book. They have very different lives. Margaret married, she has a son and a husband, and she lives that little life. Marie is an Amazonian, unapologetic model of a woman with a doctor husband, and she's like works out all the time, and she's all of that stuff. But they're such best friends that when Margaret's not doing so great, Marie will be a better best friend. She will love her more than she could love herself at times. So this is how it works. They go through the first book where Margaret's husband isn't such a nice guy, and she wants to have another baby, and he's like, we already dealing with your MS, like, sweetie, real sweetie. And she's like, well, what do you have to do? I'm the one who's gonna have to do it. Don't worry about it, I'll be fine. So he lets her do it, only because he kind of like her distracted, because he's busy himself. And there we begin. So this is how it begins, where Margaret is going through this pregnancy, and she's trying to be okay, and her pregnancy goes badly, because when you have MS and you're pregnant, they promise you, oh, don't worry, it's gonna go into remission. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Just so you know, it doesn't. I don't know if you got that, but. The scene I'm gonna read to you is Marie, she's a personal trainer. She's been working all day. She's exhausted, and she just wants to go home. And that's it. It's a scene between her and her husband, William, the doctor. Okay? And it's very cute. I mean, it's clean, because I do write adult fiction, but I know some of you, I'm not gonna read that. So here, I shall begin once I get my pages. Okay. So here we are. Marie wasn't sure she would even make it. With sweaty underbreasts, tired legs, and aching ass cheeks, she dropped herself into the car seat, and she felt her ab muscles clench. She winced, clicked her seatbelt, turned on the heated seats to soothe the undercarriage. Before putting the car in gear, she checked her phone, and she saw Margaret had called, and they were supposed to have a date and watch some Bravo and go into the Bravo hole together. And she's like, all right. Marie, she made a mental note, I'll call Margaret when I get out of the shower, when I get home. So she threw her car in gear, she drove home, and she arrived home, very cranky, very tired, and still very down. She walks in the doors, William! Hello? Weston, the dog, dancing all around her feet. She set down her bag, she picked up that little terrier and just kissed his little scruffy face. I missed you so much. I missed you too, William said, coming down the stairs to Marie. He was tall with silver hair and deep ocean eyes. His fit body was a welcome greeting to her own. How was your day? Hey there, Doc. My day was long and sweaty. Every crevice is damp. He's like, well, that sounds a lot more fun than mine. She's like, well, you're an ass. She's like, her face was muffled as she hugged him and then struggled out of her hoodie, so it was all, she's like, how was your day? He's like, well, I just had a regular day of picky kids and overprotective parents. They gave me guff on the latest virus scaring the sense out of everybody, and half of them refused to listen to a reason while waving an article that they had copied from the internet, some part of an article they had read, in my face. Did Each of us, like clients said, she said, he's like, I hope you didn't break anyone down too badly. As William stepped off the last step, Marie rose to greet him, closing the 13-inch difference in height to place a kiss on her husband's cheek. It's not too bad. Well, how's Grayson? Did he have a good day at school? Is he still playing over at Kenny's house? Yeah, he's still there, and everything's fine, but earlier today, there were words between him and that Kenny kid. What? What are two little kids having words about? She doesn't even like air quotes, but she did them to make fun of William. He's like, well, there's a good reason. Kenny told Grayson that Superman is stupid. Marie shot in horror, understanding what caused these serious words. That's because Superman's not stupid, and that can only mean that Kenny's parents are stupid. That's great. He fixed her with a stare, they both started laughing, and when he smiled and laughed, he looked even more handsome. Marie loved how confident William was with her, and the love between them was deep and passionate. William was smart, strong, and fiercely protective of his wife, which was something Marie didn't even know she needed. She couldn't measure how precious and safe his deep love for her made her feel. No boobies. Sorry.